Hello and welcome, Bigfoot enthusiasts. You know, I often have people stop me out in the street when I'm getting out of my truck or walking out of a store or just going for a walk. And because people know I'm the Bigfoot guy, and I'm really glad that people feel safe telling me their stories. And I have a story this week that really changed my whole thinking about Bigfoot. Well, not quite my whole thinking, but it's an avenue I have never broached before. So here we go. So I got this report from this gentleman the other day, and it was one of the wildest reports I have ever got in my life. I have to say, it's interesting beyond interesting. His story begins in the early 80s, where he was a logger in the southern part of the Blue Mountains in a place called Murderer's Creek. The location is here on the map. Now, Murderer's Creek is a lovely place. It is absolutely fantastic, and it's a lot like any other places in the Blue Mountains or in Oregon in general. The forests are lovely. Now, he told me that it was the weekend and he had stayed behind to guard the equipment, and it was raining and thundering, and he pointed out to me that his tent was leaking, and he also pointed out that it was his boss's tent, not his own, so that was fair. He told me he went to his car to wait out the rain and watch the lightning through the window and try to keep dry a little bit. And during one of the lightning flashes, he said he saw this figure that took up his whole windshield in his car, and then the next flash it was gone. And a few minutes later, he felt something push the back of his car sideways in the mud. He was frightened at that point, so he started his motor and headed out. He drove down out of the mountains in the middle of the night. He said he got to Prairie City late the next morning and went in to tell his boss the story. When he arrived, he noticed that the back of his car had these huge handprints in the mud. When he started telling his boss's story, the boss seemed like he didn't want to hear it.
Not listening.
The boss then kind of told him to go back to work. He told me he thought the boss knew what he was talking about and had a prior experience, but didn't want to say anything about it. After returning to work, a few days went by, and then, as he put it, he got up in the morning to go take his morning constitutional. And there he saw in the poop pit, as they say, back in the day they used to just dig a hole. They didn't actually put outhouses over them. But in the poop pit, he found all the toilet paper had been removed from the poop pit and placed neatly beside it. Then, to his surprise, all the poop was gone. So, here's my thought process on this. First of all, this is a brand new theory for me, one I haven't heard before. So the first thing I do is sit down and write down everything he told me. Then I'll sit and think about it, actually, you know, the theater of the mind, as they say. And then I don't mind, you know, Googling everything. Then I look for books or whatever, and then I try to come up with a conclusion, and then I write it all down. So, does Bigfoot eat poo? I don't know. Man, I'm gonna have to ask him when we get these things classified, but oh my gosh, I can't wait for the discussion in the comments below. So, in conclusion, there are a few animals out there that prominently eat poop, and that would be rabbits and also gorillas and also dogs and quite a few others, actually. What they eat that for is probably there's a lot of undigested proteins and things inside poop, so I'm not sure. Does Bigfoot eat it? Maybe if they're really hungry. I don't know. There's vitamins and stuff in it from stuff that we don't digest. So in conclusion, I don't know. Please leave a comment below and let's start this discussion. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next report. Get out there and go squatching. Bye.